Hey everyone, what's going on? Jaden0165, aka Jaden, and today's video is called Talking About Anime. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Now, before I start this video off, as you can clearly see, I am standing, which I did in my previous video, and as always, guys, you will never need to worry. For those who have not seen my previous video, for every new video that I upload on my channel, I will always put a link in the description box below, and that link will be to my previous video. So basically in my previous video I was just standing up like this, but now I'm thinking, you know what, I think in this video I'm just gonna lie in my bed and just make a video like that. Why not, right? Because guess what, today's video is me talking about anime. Yay, everyone loves anime, right? Not. So yeah, I just decided to just make a video just talking about anime, in general, just what I like about it, the humor, the comedy, okay. One thing I will say is that anime totally is on number one with comedy. Knocks it out of the park. Seriously, anime to me, in my book, is just their comedy just knocks it out of the park. It is amazing, fantastic, and it is hilarious, guys. It seriously is hilarious. And I'll tell you something, guys. It's hilarious, number one, when the guy nosebleeds. That's hilarious. And it's also hilarious, there's always that one girl that's just always obsessed with that one guy, and this and that, and this and that. And that's hilarious too, and just so many things about anime is just so hilarious. But one of the things I want to bring up and talk about when it comes to anime is the inspiration. A lot of people think that anime isn't inspiring, but I think it's inspiring. I always found anime inspiring, especially a lot of shows that I would always watch, like Naruto and Fairy Tail. I found those shows very inspiring because the main character just never gave up. You know, Naruto never gave up on becoming Hokage, and Natsu never gave up on just, protecting his friends, protecting his friends, and just being part of that guild. And just for me, in my book, I've always found anime to be inspiring and motivating, and it just inspires and motivates me in my everyday life. And just when it comes to anime, I would say it's basically that one thing I've always been watching. Now, don't get me wrong, I love movies, I love TV shows, I love gaming, I love video games, I love all that. I'm a fan, I love all that, and there's still a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows I want to watch, and a lot of video games I want to play. And the same goes for anime as well. There's still a lot of anime shows I haven't watched, but at one point it was just anime and that's it. All I would ever do when I would come back from school is just watch anime. And it's a very funny thing. My history when it comes to anime is actually funny to me because honestly, sorry, I'm not good with my words, guys, so I do apologize. As I was saying, honestly, when I started watching anime was when I was very little, like very, very little. Probably about the same age when I first discovered about YouTube, which was around 4 or 5 years old. So it was around then, and the type of anime I would just watch back then, number one, I would always watch Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Power Rangers. Like, those three things were my number one main thing. And when I first found out about YouTube, those three things I would watch all the time, to Pokemon videos, to Yu-Gi-Oh videos, whether it being scenes or clips, and just Power Rangers, that I would just always watch that all the time on YouTube. But then came a time when I had Netflix for the first time. I never had Netflix, so, you know, my mom decided to get me Netflix. So then I had Netflix, and I started to watch my very first official anime, and that was Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online was my number one official anime, but as I'm watching Sword Art Online, I realized that I was watching anime when I was little, when I was a child, when I was a kid. And it just blew my mind. It just blew my mind. I'm saying, no way. I was even watching it when I was little. And it was just awesome and just amazing because that brought back so many good memories. Like, I used to watch a lot of good animes back in the day. And by that, I mean, like, I didn't watch like anime series, which I wish I could have seen. I wish I could have seen, Naruto back then or Dragon Ball Z back then. Like, I'll be honest, I've never watched Dragon Ball Z. Now, I do know the anime. I do know what it's about. And I know not a whole lot about it, but I know bits and parts of it. And by bits and parts, I mean big bits and parts. I mean, you got Dragon Ball, then you got Dragon Ball Z, and then you got Dragon Ball Super. Like, I kind of already know what happens at the end of Dragon Ball Super. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys or anything like that. That may be another video for another time on my channel. But, a lot of these animes I haven't finished, or I haven't even watched. So, for Dragon Ball Z, I already know what happens at the ending of Dragon Ball Super. Not Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball Super, I know. And Naruto, I haven't finished watching. I was halfway into Naruto Shippuden, and just for some strange reason, I just stopped. But back to what I was saying. So the anime I would just watch when I was little was just anime classic movies. That's just the anime I would always watch. And I remember watching this one anime. It was like a street racing anime. And it was good. It was like really good. Because back then I was really into Need for Speed. Like, I had the CD. You pop that into the desktop. And then you're good to go. And I would just play that all the time. I had a controller, like an Xbox controller, but it wasn't like that. It was like a PC controller, and I had that hooked up to the desktop computer, and it was just awesome. It was amazing, and I loved it. I seriously loved playing the game so much. So then, my mom, one day we go to the library, and she finds me this street racing, series. And then she recommends it for me, and I start watching it, and it's good. Like, I really enjoyed it and everything. So, yeah, it's just awesome, you guys. It really was awesome. But other than that, I would just watch anime classic movies, like the good classic movies, like the good stuff, and just you say to yourself, yeah, that's a classic, like that I would watch. And I remember one of them I would watch, or actually two of them. I believe it's called Spirited Away, where the girl is protecting this white dragon, and somewhere in the anime, the white dragon gets injured. But then the white dragon is someone heals it, and then the white dragon and this girl become friends. I believe that's what it was called, and that's what it is about. Spirited Away, I believe that's what it was called, and then the other one was Panya, which people are probably going to say that it is the best version of My Little Mermaid by Disney, and I'm not going to lie, it is totally a better version than Disney My Little Mermaid. Not My Little Mermaid, it was probably called different, but a lot of you are probably familiar with what I mean. A lot of you probably know what I mean. Not to mention, I did watch it back then as well. The Disney My Little Mermaid, I did watch it even back then as well. But anyway, I remember just two of those anime classic movies I would just watch back then. Panya and Spirited Away, I believe that's what it was called. I'll have to look into that, and then I'll let you guys know next time if I got that right or not. So, but that's as far as it goes to watching anime. And then when I watched Sword Art Online for the very first time, I just was really into it. But there was a little catch though. So when I finished Sword Art Online, I found out there was a second one. So I wanted to watch that one, and I did, and it was awesome. It was amazing. I loved it. Um, but then after that, I didn't watch any other animes after that because I really didn't know any of these other animes. And then it was at this one point where where I started to know a lot of these shows, and these shows I'm talking like Naruto, Fullmetal Alchemist, Soul Eater, Fairy Tail, and just to be frankly honest, you guys, how I found out about these series is from YouTube, from YouTube. And I would hear a couple people talking about these animes in my school, in middle school and high school. And I would hear a couple people talking about these animes, but how did number one, first place where I first knew about these animes like Naruto, Fairy Tail, Soul Eater, Full Metal Alchemist was YouTube, because I was just watching YouTube all the time, and then I started watching these videos, and they were about these animes. So I started getting into those, and I liked it. It was really, really good, you guys. And I'm an anime fan. I love anime. It's awesome and it's cool. And I remember people would always just pick on me, make fun of me. Even a lot of my teachers, back then when I was in school, a lot of my teachers would just make fun of me and just, that because of that made the kids pick on me and bully me even more. I'm just like, why? Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, I'm just wearing an anime shirt. Well, this is not an anime shirt, but I actually do have a couple of anime shirts. But I'm just asking myself, what did I do to deserve this? Like, seriously, so many people make such a big deal about anime, but let me tell you something. Anime, all it really is, it's a Japanese-based cartoon show. That's all it is. It's a Japanese cartoon show. I said based. What I meant to say was it's a Japanese cartoon show. That's all it is. It's literally a cartoon show in Japanese. I mean, you got the subbed and you got the dubbed. So, I prefer dubbed. I have nothing against subbed, but it's easier for me in dubbed. So, yeah, and that'll be another video another time in the future of my channel. But I just don't see what the big deal is about anime. If you want to watch anime, go for it, Go for it. And just, if you want to watch and if that's your hobby, watching anime, go for it. Just don't stop. Watch anime till your heart's desire, And the next anime that I've planned to watch next is High School DxD. And I will say one word about that anime. If you are not 18 years old or older, then you should not watch that anime. That's my advice. You can either heed my advice or you don't. The choice is yours. But my advice, don't watch High School DxD until you're 18 or older. That's my advice. So like I said, you can either heed it or don't. You decide. So yeah, you guys, but when it comes to anime, I've watched a lot of good anime series, and I would say the count of how many animes I've finished watching is around 19, I believe. I'll have to get back onto that because I have this notebook that ever since I started watching anime, I thought it'd be a good idea to just grab this random notebook that I had on my shelves, and I just grabbed the notebook and I just started writing down the animes that I would finish watching, So I'll have to get back into that. and I'll definitely make a video showing you guys the animes that I've actually finished watching, and just go list by list, number by number, series by series, and I'll make a video about that, because why not? That'd be interesting, right? But I love anime. I love anime. That's one of the things I really like to watch, in my spare time. And to be frankly honest, you guys, it has been a long while since I've watched anime. Last anime I remember watching was The Gray Man. And the reason why I stopped with that anime is because they didn't finish all the dubs. They still had many I was gonna say videos. I meant to say episodes. They had many episodes that were in subbed, and they weren't in dubbed. And I found out, I think a couple months ago, after I stopped watching The Gray Man, that they were actually continuing making the series into the dub version. So I found that pretty cool. So I just said to myself, you know what? When they fully completed the series and dubbed, then I'll watch it, and I'll rewatch it again. Because I actually can't remember where I left off. So yeah, but also The Gray Man is another anime I highly recommend you watching. I would say it's very similar to Blue Exorcist. Not really, but there's one word that's used in both anime series. So that's The Gray Man and Blue Exorcist. Check those animes out. They're really good. But, a lot of these anime series I just find inspiring and motivating. Like Naruto, Fairy Tail, One Punch Man. And just... I think a lot of people would agree with me that anime is inspiring, because it teaches life lessons. And a lot of animes do teach life lessons, and I think a lot of people don't realize that, but they do, and I just love anime. I just adore it, and, unfortunately, that's one of the reasons I was always picked on in school and bullied, because I just watched anime, and I loved anime, and because of that, I was bullied 24/7, every single day, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I just had all this hate and all this anger and all this hatred, all this negativity, all directed towards me just because I watched anime. And let me tell you guys something. Just like I said in this video, anime, all it is, it's a Japanese cartoon show. That's all it is. And here's what I don't get. You have all these people, right? And they say how they hate anime so much. Number one, they've watched anime before. They watched shows like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z back in the day, and then they just change into this different person, and they're just like, yeah, I hate anime, I hate this, I hate that. And they decide it's a good idea to bully and pick on all these other people that just want to be left alone, and they just want to talk with their friends about these anime shows, and they just want to be left alone and not be bullied about it. But you have these people that watched anime back then, but then they change into this different person that they're just like, yeah, we're just going to bully all these other people that are watching anime, and we're going to have a laugh out of it. But the one thing I'll really don't get, where I just don't understand, is you have all these people that hate anime. They never watched anime in their life, How, and they just say it. They just say and it may be, the kids in your school, and it probably is, because that's the kids in my school would always say that to me. But just the people that hate anime, they keep saying, to everyone that does watch anime, that's why they bully and pick on those, which is totally uncalled for. But the people that do hate anime, that never watched anime in their lives, how could you hate something if you never even watched it? Think about that. Like, seriously, how could you hate watching anime if you never even watched anime to begin with? So, yeah, so give that some thought. That's just one thing I never quite understood, and I'll never get, Just people would always bully me and pick on me just because I would always watch anime. And I was bullied just because I watched anime. And I was only picked on a little bit during middle school. I mean, don't get me wrong, all of middle school and all of high school I was bullied 24/7, nonstop, constantly. But I didn't get bullied as much just because I watched anime during middle school. But it just never stopped in high school. In high school, just people would make fun of me. They would call me names. They would say I'm an anime weeaboo, this and that. And let me tell you guys something. I do not appreciate when people call others an anime weeaboo. That I find negative. And if there's one thing I'm not about that I'm always going to say in my videos, I may not say it in every single one of my videos, but I'll still say in my videos on my channel, I am never about negativity, never am and never will be. And that right there, that's negative, All we are, I don't use the word anime weeaboo, I don't use the word atukuka, or it's probably pronounced something differently, but a lot of you are probably familiar with the word, especially if you've been watching anime and you just know the culture itself. But we're all just people that just watch anime and we watch it for the thrill, the fun, the entertainment. We're just normal people watching anime, or at least that's what I consider myself, and I've always considered myself that. People would always just come up to me and ask me, "Oh, what kind of person are you when you're watching anime?" And I just tell them, I'm just a normal person, just watching anime. So yeah, and I watch anime. I find it funny. I find it inspiring, I find it motivating, and I watch anime. And if you got a problem with me watching anime, I don't know what to tell you. I remember in school, people would get up in my face, and they would just get so mad at me, and they would tell me, stop watching anime, quit watching anime, stop it. And every time I said no, it just freaked them out even more. They wouldn't stop bullying me. They wouldn't stop picking on me. And it never stopped. And people just got so mad about that. Just because I was watching anime. I'm saying to myself, listen, it's not a big deal. And I didn't even say anything to these people. I didn't even know these people. And they just come up to me and bully me just because I watch anime for no reason. No reason. And I'll just say this, you guys. The bullying, just because people like us just watch anime, first of all, that's uncalled for. And second of all, that's just gotta stop, But it's not gonna stop, because the bullying towards anime has transcended to, anime haters and, this and that. And, you have so many people in schools now and just making fun of these other people that just want to be left alone and just watch anime. But guys, you have to understand there's nothing wrong with watching anime because it is a Japanese cartoon show. So whatever the bullies are telling you at school, that you're stupid, you're going to fail in life, this and that, blah, 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 whatever negative and toxic things they may say to you, ignore them and just overcome all that negativity and all that toxicity, and just do what you love doing, Do what you love doing. If anime is the one thing you want to do, go for it. No one's stopping you. And I'll just say nothing is wrong with watching anime. And when the question comes down to it, a lot of people ask themselves, is it worth watching anime or not? Well, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say a definite yes. It's worth watching anime, even if you're a person that's never watched anime. But that's the thing. All these people that have never watched anime, they assume these things. They assume that it's stupid. They assume it's this. They assume it's that. Just because they hear all these things that all these other people are talking about, so much hate, so much hatred, all this negative and all this toxic stuff, and those people that never watch anime, they assume that just because what they hear. And I'll just say this, don't believe what you hear.
because obviously what they're saying is lies. Anime is not childish. Yeah, anime is not childish. Anyone, no matter what age, can watch anime. You could be 20, 30 years old and you can still be watching anime. I know I will, you know. And there's just nothing wrong with watching anime. If you want to watch anime, go for it. Go for it, you know. And just, if I was sitting right next to an anime expert, like a person that watches so much animes, like knows his or her stuff, and just is an anime expert and a genius. If I was sitting next to that person, I would probably have more things to say, or we would probably have more things to say. But I'm just gonna say in this video, you guys, there's nothing wrong with watching anime, and I'm gonna say yes, it's worth watching anime, and don't believe the lies that all the haters say out there. All they say that comes out of their mouths, negative and toxic things, which isn't even true about anime. But the thing about people getting bullied so much and so badly just because they watch anime, that's uncalled for, and that should never happen. You watch TV shows, you watch movies, so what's so wrong with watching anime? Like, seriously. Like, people would just say such mean things that I was gonna die because of watching anime. Like, are you serious? It's a Japanese cartoon show, that's all it is. That's all it is, and that's all it ever is. And people are like getting mad at me and saying to my face that anime's gotta stop, this and that, blah blah blah. But anime ain't stopping. Do you see how much Crunchyroll and Funimation are going? And just the anime industry, it never stops. And it's growing so much now that new animes are coming out every year. And it's just amazing, you guys. Like, seriously, I love anime. I just love the animation, the storyline, the genres. It's all good, guys. It's all good stuff. And I would really recommend you watching it. So, yeah. But I will say this, if you're a person that has never watched anime before, and you hear all these things that all these people talking about, like they're saying all these lies, they're saying that anime is childish, anime is this and anime is that, and they're all running their mouths and they're saying negative and toxic things about anime. First of all, don't believe what they say, don't believe what you hear, and just give it a try. Give it a try. Watch an anime series, see if you like it, and just if you do like it, by all means, keep watching. Nothing's stopping you. And just, don't stop, That's why I always say about following your dreams. Don't stop following your dreams. Always follow your dreams, your passion. Never give up. Follow your heart into something you want to do. And if anime is one of those things you just want to do, then go for it. Nothing's stopping you. So don't believe what you hear, and just give it a try. Give it a try. If you don't like watching anime and you already tried it, that's okay. But that's no reason to make fun of others just because they watch anime. That's uncalled for. Like, all it really comes down to is minding your own business. If they watch anime, let them be. If you have a group of people in your school, in the cafeteria, that are just sitting down, all of them are wearing anime shirts and they're watching anime on their phones or tablets, whatever, and if they're doing that, and if you're that person that already tried to watch anime but you didn't like it, there's no reason you should go up to those people and start saying mean and negative and toxic things to them just because they watched anime. There's no reason you should do that, and there's no reason anyone should do that, because that's just simply uncalled for, and there's just no reason anyone should do that, but apparently it's still going on. So yeah, I'm just gonna say, you guys, that anime is awesome. I love anime. I've been watching it for quite a while. I'm really happy with the series I'm watching, that I have been watching. And not only do I have a list of the animes that I finished watching, but I also have a list of animes to watch next. And the first one is High School DxD. And I'm just gonna say for that anime, if you're my advice, if you're not 18 years or older, then don't watch that anime. I'm gonna say this again. If you are not 18 years old or older, don't watch High School DxD. That's my advice. You can either heed it or don't. You decide. But that's the next anime I have next on my next watch list. So yeah. And there's still a lot of other good animes that I haven't watched. I haven't watched Bleach. I haven't watched One Piece. Um, and there's just so many animes out there that are really good. Like seriously, they're really, really, really good. And it's just awesome. I just love how anime's done, and just I love the fact that it could also be inspiring and motivational because watch these anime stories and maybe you feel the same thing as that character did. Maybe that in the story the character is suffering from a loss, and maybe you're going through the exact same thing as well. So I think anime is really something we can relate to. Because whatever that character is going through in that anime, we can somehow relate to that in our everyday life. But I really find anime inspiring and motivating because there's always that one character that never gives up, that keeps charging forward. The will of fire, they keep charging forward. The full power of the Rasengan, they keep charging forward, or the full power of Ultra Instinct. So sorry about that. Spoiler alert. But anyway, like I was saying, and a lot of people probably already know that already. I mean, come on. Like, new stuff is coming out for the Dragon Ball series anyway. So yeah. Anyway, you guys, the point I'm trying to make, sorry, I'm not good with my words. As I was saying, the point I'm trying to make is that there's nothing wrong with watching anime, and that anime could be inspiring and motivating whether you believe it or not. I truly believe that anime is inspiring and motivating, and I've always thought of that, and I've always just saw that, to just being inspiring and motivating, and it has, a lot of these series I've been watching, it really has, and it's just amazing, and I'm gonna continue watching anime no matter what. I just haven't watched anime in a while, just mainly because just I've been going through a depression state. I've been sad, I've been lonely, I've been just depressed, and I just gotta overcome all that and just watch some anime, because when I was always bullied 24/7 in school, in middle school and high school, I would always come back from school and just I just lie down on my bed right here, and I would just watch anime, whether that being on Netflix or yeah, Netflix would always be a place I would watch anime. And I would just watch a lot of anime scenes on YouTube. YouTube, I would say, is the one place that I really got to know about anime, because I would watch all these anime discussion videos, anime reviews, anime scenes, anime clips. But point is that was one thing I would always do to just take my stress away, just take my mind off things, that I would just always watch anime, and unfortunately, people like us, we just gotta deal with the anime haters, and we just gotta deal with the haters in general, the people that just run their mouths 24/7, just saying negative and toxic things about just people that watch anime and just anime in general, and that should never be going on, and that should never happen at all, but apparently it does, and really all any of us can say, it is what it is. But I'm just gonna say, if you want to watch anime, do what you want to do, just do it, just watch anime till your heart's desire. But I will say, if you never watched an anime before, number one, don't believe everything you hear. That's one. And number two, give it a try, just give it a try, see if you like it, and if you don't like it, just move on with your life. But that doesn't mean you could just make fun of others just because they watch anime. And that certainly does not mean you could judge others because they watch anime. And that is a huge thing when it comes to anime, is so many people feel the need and they think it's right to judge others just because they watch anime. Which, that is totally uncalled for, and that is just pure negativity right there. And like I said, you guys, I'm never about negativity, never am and never will, but there's no reason you should judge others just because you may have already tried anime and you just didn't like it, or you might have never watched anime at all and you just feel the need to judge others just because they watch anime. Guys, all that's uncalled for. If you want to watch anime, go for it. Do what you want to do, and just watch anime. And I'm just gonna say it's worth watching anime. Give it a try, watch the nice animation, get a couple of anime, movies or like series from your, stores, or just order them online, watch Funimation and Crunchyroll, and just, if you want to keep watching anime, just don't stop, don't stop. And there are a lot of people in today's society that just love anime, they watch anime, and just they don't stop, and anime, all it is, you guys, it's a Japanese cartoon show. That's all it is. So yeah, if you want to watch anime, go for it. Don't stop. Nothing's stopping you. The only way you're gonna stop is if you decide not to watch anime. But even if you do stop watching anime, that doesn't mean you could just judge others and make fun of others just because they watch anime, which is, that to me is just totally uncalled for. So yeah, but in conclusion, I love anime. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, because in reality, all it is a Japanese cartoon show. That's all it really is. And it doesn't matter what age I am, 20, 30 years old, I'll still be watching anime because it's just one of the things I like to watch, and I'm going to keep on watching it. So, believe it. So yeah, you guys, and that's pretty much it. Sorry. Let me repeat that. As I was saying, that's pretty much it, you guys. If you want to watch anime, go for it, but just don't judge others and don't make fun of others just because they watch anime, because it's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. It's not worth it, and some point in your life you're gonna realize that you judging and you making fun of those people that watch anime, that you're just gonna hurt them even more. Maybe those people were bullied about something else, and you're just gonna judge and make fun of that person just because they watch anime, where you're just gonna hurt them even more. It's not worth it, you guys. It really isn't worth it, and that should never be a consideration. That should never be the first thing that's on your mind. Oh yeah, I didn't like anime, or I never watched anime before and I hate it. I gotta make fun of these other people and judge them. It isn't worth it, and it is seriously uncalled for, But the best advice I could tell you guys that do watch anime and you just want to be left alone with all these kids in your classroom and school, just ignore them, ignore them best as you can, and just overcome all that negativity, all that toxicity, and just, be positive, be optimistic, follow your dreams, follow your destiny, follow your passion. Never give up, never stop, don't quit, never give up, and just follow your heart, That's why I always say, that's my advice. And just watch anime. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Nothing's stopping you. you know, and just ignore all those people that judge you and make fun of you because you watch anime, you know. So keep watching anime, don't stop. Give it a try if you never watched anime before. And just if that's what you want to do, go for it. You know, no one's stopping you, and it's really not that big of a deal, and it's your business, you know? And it really shouldn't be other people's business where they try to, you know, invade your boundaries. And, you know, they like to say, oh, this is that, and it's just running the mouth, all negativity, all toxicity. It's uncalled for, and it ain't worth it. So, you know, anime, you know, I've always enjoyed it. I love it. I really do want to go to these anime events like Comic-Con, MetroCon, and so many other anime events out there I really want to go to. And hopefully someday go with my friends, go with my girlfriend, and make a vlog. And that's actually one of the things on my bucket list that I really want to do on my YouTube channel is go with my friends or go with my girlfriend to, you know, anime events like well, they're not really called anime events. Well, technically they are, but they're called anime convention areas. So basically, so many people come around, they dress up as anime characters, and you have all these booths and everything, and it's awesome, guys. It's awesome. It's amazing. So yeah. So hopefully, you know, someday I go with my friends, I go with my girlfriend, and we go to MetroCon, Comic-Con, and we go to all these anime conventions, and just that's one of the things on my bucket list I really want to do on my YouTube channel. So yeah. Sorry, my voice was a little drained out there. Guys, I'm really tired. I'm really exhausted. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning right now. Almost 2. So yeah, I am just tired. I'm just drained of all chakra right now. Hashtag Naruto. Just love that show. I really do. Definitely be talking about that show in another video in the future of my channel. But anyway, you guys, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Twitter links in the description box below. Don't forget to some likes and some thumbs up on this video. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay awesome and keep it awesome.